Xiomy here. So today I wanted to film Top 5 Wednesdays, and Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over on Ginger Eats Lainey, but now it's being hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. And I'm going to have everything linked down below just in case you're interested in checking it out. But today's topic for discussion is favorite sci-fi and fantasy books. Now for the books that I'm going to mention, I'm going to be very biased towards them just because it says favorite, and these are my basically like holy grails that I love in science fiction, because I really haven't read that much science fiction, but in fantasy I really do love a lot of specific books, and I'm going to be very biased by them. But without further ado, let's get into this list. The first one that I'm going to mention is one that I noticed that I really don't speak a lot about on my channel, and that is The Whispers of the Fallen by J.D. Nettle. Now I read the first book only. I haven't read the second and or third. There's also a fourth one coming out, but I really haven't read those books just because when I really wanted to buy the second and third book, they were revamping the covers, so I couldn't find them anywhere. Now the revamp of the covers came out, but I really can't afford them, so problems of a book buyer. But anyways, this book I really did enjoy, and I love the fact that you have a roller coaster of emotions. And this is the book where it's fast paced. There's a lot of things that are happening throughout the entire book, and if you want a book that's going to second guess whether the good guys or the bad guys are gonna win, then this is the book for you, because I'm the kind of person that roots for the good guy, and this book had me on pins and needles because I was like, oh my god, if the bad guy wins, I won't be able to survive. I just won't be able. And then it's just brilliant, you know, the way that things are being introduced, and the fact that you have book bearers, and it's basically about Lucifer's diary. You do have the mention of Nephilim and angels. It's just something that's quite enjoyable, and it's a very good and pleasurable reading experience because the writing style is very amazing and the characters are very enjoyable. And like I mentioned, it's a roller coaster of emotions, so it's a bittersweet kind of book, and I really did enjoy this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, so I highly recommend for you to actually pick it up. The next book that I want to mention is the only one I've actually read in sci-fi. I like watching more movies and TV shows in sci-fi than actually reading books, but this one I really did enjoy, and the one that I'm speaking about is Illuminated by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I really did enjoy this book, and it's the way that it's told. The format that it's being used throughout this entire book is very pleasurable because it's told through dossiers, messaging, surveillance footages, and it makes it such an enjoyable reading experience because it's like you're watching a movie while reading this book. That's why I think I connected more with it, and the characters are very enjoyable and also tenacious, and the fact that, you know, they want to accomplish things that sometimes are highly improbable. But I really did like also that you have an AI that's just loony. It's just crazy, but it's very enjoyable. Also that plot twist and turn that's happening, it's oh my god, it's heartbreaking because I wasn't expecting it, but I really did love reading this book. The next one that I'm going to mention is also fantasy, and that one is The Kiss of Deception, or The Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson. I really did enjoy this book. There are 3 books and 1 novella, and everything was just brilliant about them. If you want to read books where you have a continuous character development throughout the entire series, this is the book that you should actually pick up because it was very enjoyable and very lovely, and I loved, you know, these characters. And what I like about it is that you have your regular ordinary trope, but it's played out so differently because you do have the princess where she does escape from her betrothed marriage, but you also have 2 people that are after her, the prince that she left at the altar and also the assassin that has been sent to kill her. But it's the play on words and you don't know who's who that makes it so intriguing and so interesting, and I just really loved this book. I have to admit that the 3rd book is very slow to get into, but I really did enjoy the things or the events that were happening because they serve the purpose to actual things that happen in the 2nd book. So this is a very enjoyable and lovely reading experience. So actually, and you know, recommend for you to actually pick it up. The next series that I'm going to mention is The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer. Now I really did enjoy these books. They were so lovely. I have to admit that the first one wasn't my favorite, the second and the rest are, but you have a fairy tale retelling with your fantasy elements and your science fiction elements, so I say that this is the best of both worlds. And I love the characters and how diverse they are, and the plot twists and turns that are happening throughout the entire series, and also the fact that you have this fairy tale retelling, but you have this one evil queen to rule them all is something that I thought that was very enjoyable and very pleasurable, and the fact that you just want to root for these characters and everything that's happening. It's just a very well thought out story, and I loved the writing, I loved the world building, I just loved everything about this series, and it was very pleasurable to sit down and just, you know these characters and know their flaws and their character growth, because you do have character growth throughout the entire series also, and it's just a very beautiful reading experience, and one that I would love to like revisit again, but I don't know when. And the final fantasy books that I'm going to mention are a duology, and that is the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. This is amazing, just pure brilliance. I love the world building. I love the diverse cast of characters that you have. I also love the writing style, was so amazing, and the fact that you have morally great characters and all the decisions that they actually take, you want to root for them so badly. And even though sometimes you say these things are wrong, but these characters have been embossed in my heart, and I just love them so much. And I never thought of Gang of Misfits would actually steal my heart the way that it did in this one. And I loved how these characters are so strong, and they face the things, and even they face their demons that are in front of them, and the fact that, you know, you have them trying to accomplish a major heist, and everything that unravels in the entire duology, especially in the second book. There are so many mind games that are being played out, and so many things that are happening, and plot twists and turns that you're like, oh, what? You also have different points of views, which makes it even more interesting, and you just connect with these characters because, like I've mentioned, they're very amazing. They were so enjoyable, and I just loved it. I would love to revisit this world, so I would love like more books in the series, but I'm glad that these two books happened. And these are all the books that I have to mention. These are my favorite sci-fi and fantasy books. If you want to tell me which are your favorites down below, then feel free with chit chat. But I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.